It's a midweek clash between two clubs in the thick of the playoff race. It's Swope Park and it's Sacramento. It's brought to you by UC Davis Health. Welcome to Papa Murphy's Park alongside Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. The 7-match unbeaten streak came to an end for the Republic on Saturday. The 3 points tonight will quickly erase the frustration of the weekend and put Sacramento back on the heels of the top four. For Swope Park, they hope to swing through Sacramento and Reno, one with the Rangers still in third place.
Swope Park, not in the greatest run of form right now, but still in contention of the West. And really, they can hurt you all over the pitch, Rob. Down the middle with guys like Nancel Sabal, who can hurt you. And if you don't close him down, he'll be able to finish from distance. And also on the flanks with outside play with Tyler Pasher, overlapper, finding the big targets like Carlton Belmar. And for Sacramento to have success tonight, we need to see more of James Kiffey getting up that left flank, and we need to see more magic from Hayden Partain. It was brought into the attack here in Sacramento to get forward and do things with the ball on target. Need to see more of that for Sacramento to have a push into the playoffs here.
Well, let's take a look at some of tonight's key players in Consolidated Communications matchup. And we'll begin with Swope Park's Carlton Belmar, has 8 goals on the season, leads the club.
Yeah, Belmar signed from P2, former Rookie of the Year. He's been doing what he's brought in to do, score goals. Sacramento needs to close him down and hopefully has a poor night tonight.
And the former USL Rookie of the Year could be dangerous indeed. Let's take a look now at the home kid here, Wilson Nishaw. He's been good as of late, 4 goals, 4 assists.
Yeah, love to see him get off the board early here, get a goal for Sacramento, and hopefully kind of catapult this team into a successful night tonight.
Sacramento, they're looking to bounce back. Can they do it here against Swope Park, one of the best clubs in the USL? We'll have your starting lineups coming up next. No Jeremy Hall, no Chris Christian. We'll tell you starting in their place. That's up next.
There's a place that brings together teams of world-class problem solvers. Here, they save lives at a moment's notice, restore sight to those who otherwise would not see, empower those facing immobility to live active lives. Through teamwork and bold innovation, they confront the toughest medical challenges to make the world a healthier place. UC Davis Health System.
You each drive a Ford pickup, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a next generation pickup.
Awesome. Let's do this.
The bed is made of high-strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
The stronger, the better.
And best of all, this new truck is actually
Oh, my.
the current Chevy Silverado.
It's the Chevy Summer Drive. Current Chevy owners and lessees get a total value over $11,000 or get 0% financing for 60 months on this Silverado All-Star. See your greater Sacramento area Chevy dealers.
Papa Murphy's Law of the F word. No, this F word. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means vegetables that start the day as whole vegetables. Cheese that's grated from a block, not poured from a bag. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, 'cause you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your bingo. Home bake a large barbecue chicken pizza featuring KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. Just $11. Papa Murphy's.
Energy connects us to our communities, to each other. As your community-owned electric service, SMUD is committed to clean energy and technology that's good for the environment. That's why we're championing electric vehicles. We're providing a rebate and discounted charging rate when you purchase or lease a new plug-in electric vehicle. Let's connect energy, transportation, and our community. Learn more at smud.org/drive-electric.
Welcome back inside Papa Murphy's Park here tonight. Swope Park and Sacramento going head-to-head. 3rd and 5th place teams in the Western Conference. Let's take a look at our U.S. Bank starting 11s. And we begin with Swope Park at that 4-3-3, and they got some additional help up top tonight.
Suni Saad should be a shot in the arm for the Swope Park team tonight. Is really a handful, kind of a shifty type player. Like I said, should be a shot in the arm for Swope Park tonight.
Well, a couple of accumulations in terms of yellow cards for Sacramento's side, and that means no Jeremy Hall, no Chris Christian. And we have a couple of subs in there that will take their place, Peter McGlynn and Carlos Rodriguez.
And also, Augustine Caceres is going to be filling a big role tonight. I want to see how he can handle this with these guys being substituted out and you have the suspension. So Augie's going to have a big role tonight. Want to see how he can handle those shoes.
Let's take a look at our head coaches tonight. We begin with Swope Park, and it is Nikola Popovic, the dual citizenship in Serbia and Portugal. He is here serving lastly as an assistant with Sporting, and now he is the head man here at the USL side. And along for Sacramento, it's Paul Buckle in his 3rd season trying to get this team back to the postseason for the 4th straight year. It is the official tonight, Michael Zapata. He'll be joined by Eric Earhart, Sarah Cortez, and Alex Margot-Wilsey. And Sacramento will head to the north end of the field. Unusual for most visitors, they like to head to the south end second, but this year they're going to head up to the south end to begin it, and the Republic to the north. Republic in the old glory red will be the visitors in that bright orange. So Sporting KC coming in 3rd place in the Western Conference, 41 points, 12-5-5. Goal differential of 12. Sacramento with 34 points on the year, 7-4. A goal differential of 7. Kevin, we saw a disappointing match on Saturday. How will Sacramento respond here tonight against one of the best clubs in the USL?
Yeah, short spell between the 2 games, which is always good when you come off a loss.
Here's Wilson Nishan with an attempt. Zendejas able to get to it easily.
Yeah, short little break here, so it's always good coming off a loss. You get a short memory. Hopefully try to fix things. However, this is a bit of a things were going great for Sacramento. All of a sudden, you lose a game and you get 2 suspensions and you have a short little break here. A lot of stuff happened in the last few days for Sacramento, and hopefully they can rebound quickly and get 3 points tonight.
So a short week, no Chris Christian, no Jeremy Holland means that you'll see Carlos Rodriguez, the center back, and Peter McGlynn both getting their first USL minutes of the 2017 season. James Kiffey looking up top to Caesar. Going to see that all night from Sacramento. Those angled balls. How can Sacramento take advantage? And with that, Kevin, as the throw-in comes in, let's take a look at your Chevy keys to the match.
Keys to the match. We got, first and foremost, it's a reserve test. We have these 2 new guys with both Carlos Rodriguez and Peter McGlynn coming in. How are they going to handle themselves tonight? Also, defend first because of these new players coming in who haven't had a much run.
Here's an opportunity for Swope Park. Going down is Carlos Rodriguez, and makes a good tackle on the play.
I want to see these guys be conservative and defend first and finally win individual battles. I feel like Sacramento does really well when they win those battles.
They just lost one there. A good strike from distance, and it's off the side of the cross of the face of the goal. So you said win the battle. Kevin, it didn't go that route, but we're starting to see an open game already.
Yeah, very direct so far here in the first minute or 2.
And again, it's Swope Park coming out aggressive. We're seeing Sacramento come out aggressive. We saw this on Saturday between Reno and Sacramento as well.
Yeah, I really want to see these guys. I want to see them defend first. I'm a pretty conservative type player, conservative-minded guy in this issues. With these new guys coming in, defend first, get yourself right, and then worry about attacking.
James Kiffey and Augustine Caceres, that pairing will be key tonight. That's a second mishap between the 2. Now in the middle of the park, trying to move forward is Sabal on the USL Team of the Week because of his goal against Real Monarchs that made it a 2-1 advantage for Real Monarchs, and then came back with Carlton Belmar goal as a 2-2 draw between the 2 sides on Saturday night. Swope Park at one time went 9 matches without a defeat. Currently, they've struggled a little bit. 3 straight draws for this side. And with a recycle of play, gives a chance to tell us about UC Davis Health Injury Report. UC Davis, latest news, events, photos, and more. You can find them on Twitter and on Instagram. And it is Adam Moffett who continues to have struggles with the groin injury, and then Danny Brewer, a huge loss for Sacramento, continues to be out recovering after having that ankle surgery, the stress fracture in his left foot.
2 guys really that were supposed to be figured in to be a big part of this lineup. Adam Moffett only getting a little bit of limited run this season, and Danny Brewer hopefully comes back soon.
Swope Park moving forward. It's Pasher to the left side. Belmar has great pace on this club. And tamed with Sabal, these 2 can be deadly together. How will Wilson Nisha and Trevin Caesar on the other side of the pitch counteract that? In the middle, breaking through, soon he saw it, and it's a goal shot on his. Evan Newton wasn't expecting it, and just like that in the 4th minute, Sacramento gives up the first goal to Swope Park.
Now, looks like Evan Newton might have been a bit screened on that shot, as clearly he didn't even make a move right there, or an attempt or an effort to save the ball, but still a poor turnover, a quick little shot by Suni Saad right there. A great strike from distance, to be honest. Does a really good job, just puts his laces right through the back of the ball. And we talked about him being dangerous and deadly here in the pregame, and he just steps up right there and just smashes it with his laces past Evan Newton. And not a good first 5 minutes for Sacramento. you know, had a couple silly turnovers. Here's another one.
Another chance as Suni Saad looks to make it 2 on the night. Recovering on that right side.
Swope Park coming out swinging right now.
This is a team that is defensively one that will keep their shape. They're very
it's funny,
committed to that.
Yeah, it's just the first 5 minutes here. I mean, these guys are just on a different level. Swope Park is, in my opinion. Sacramento coming out a little bit flat. And typically that's kind of how Sacramento kind of likes to build into these games. The Republic does. Start a little slow, but still it can punish you in times like this when you do get an energized team like Swope Park coming in here looking to grab some points. And we know these guys have some firepower. And with addition to guys like Suni Saad, they could be really dangerous all over the pitch.
Suni Saad, the Lebanese international, sporting KC since 2011, has sit on a loan a couple times, but most recently signing a 2-year deal, letting Peter Vermes on the first team let him know that he needs to be right back up with that first team in sporting KC. So Swope Park taking the early lead here in the 4th minute by a strike by Saad and a couple of mistakes by Sacramento, proving costly here early.
Yeah, it could be some miscommunication in the back. These guys not necessarily being familiar as much as you'd like them to be. Obviously, they train every day together, but still, games is a different situation. And that might some factor, obviously, here in the first few minutes of, you know, why they're struggling and turning the ball over in silly poor positions.
Giveaway by Swope Park. Pocked up. Can Nisha get to it? Storm able to. Partain keeps it alive for Republic. Here's James Kiff. He had an assist in the loss against Reno a couple of nights ago. One of the best on the ball. Being defended here by Belmar. Finding his knee shot, popping up, tripped up and goes down. They'll say no foul. Michael Zapata will let him play on. Crowd doesn't like it. As Carlos Rodriguez is way up off the line, and it's going to be Emmer Clementa is going to be doing a lot of talking and earning that captain armband tonight. On the turf, it keeps it. It'll be an easy play for Adrian Zendejas. Zendejas allowing less than a goal per match, 15 on the season. This is his 17th on the year. Grew up in Chula Vista, California. It's sort of a welcome back to California for that young man. He has been a bright spot for them as well, just 21 years of age. Gonzalez able to get to it. So Rodriguez, McGlynn, be interesting to see how their fitness level is here tonight. These two players getting plenty of training sessions, but the first USL minutes for both of them, as each have recovered from injuries and have been slow to get on the pitch here this 2017 season. How will Buckle counteract it? Horde has to look over his shoulder and just send it out of play to keep it away from Nanzo Sabal.
Yeah, I think fitness is going to be an issue, or a thought at least on the coaching staff's mind here today with these two guys. Game fitness is completely different than training fitness. And I know Paul and his staff are probably thinking of some contingency plans later down the road in the 60th, 70th minute potentially, depending on how this the game goes. And really, I bet you're going to have a close eye on both of those players to make sure that they're still fresh and look fresh.
Not a single defender in the certainly on the bench, I should say, here tonight. So what you have is the 4 out there right now.
What you have is going to lead to creative situations potentially by Paul Buckle if there's a need to do so down the road here.
Harry Williams, Gabe Gissy, Samuel Ochoa, Roberto Hadagon, the young academy player, 15 years of age, Christian Cheney and Matt Wiesenfarth on the bench. A couple fouls here early for Sacramento, maybe do them good to slow this thing down a little bit, but one of the better defensive clubs in all of USL now has a 1-0 advantage. They've only allowed 22 goals on the season. Nine clean sheets as a club. They'll be tough to break. Real Monarchs got 2 in the first half, but held scoreless in the backside. Here's a good chance for Swope Park again, popping it up in dangerous territory, and it will bounce out of play. It'll be the first corner kick of the evening, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. That speed up top with Saad Sabal and Belmar is continuing to wreak havoc.
Yeah, interesting decision there by Belmar. I'd like to see him probably bring that ball down rather than let it go out for a corner kick. You're in a really good position. Evan Newton's off his line. But fortunate for Sacramento, he elects to let it go out for this corner kick.
There's a 24-year-old Suni Saad here to take the first corner of the night. Short corner to Sabal. Sood, left foot. Giving chase is Caesar. Wilson, Nisha now in the run. To the right side, Suni Sadi's been all over the pitch tonight. Already with that early goal. Colton Storm. Back heel from Belmar. Belmar. Partain able to get to it. Misplayed by Rodriguez. He's got to get to it. A shot on goal as Carlos Rodriguez nearly let another one go. And a miscommunication between Evan Newton and Rodriguez nearly proved costly.
Yeah, you see Carlos right there putting his hand up, makes the mistake. And that's what we're talking about with these new faces coming in here and the familiarity between these guys. It's not there clearly in that situation.
Blackwood getting it to Caesar. Caesar in stride, trying to go down. He falls down in the box. Good defending. Public back at it with a left foot into the box. Wilson Nisha there. And it's Horde. Clementa.
It's really good defending 1v1 there with Balo and going against Trevin Caesar. Keeping up with the pace, step for step.
It's Pasher will get ahead to it and send it back to Zendejas.
But good little build-up there by Sacramento right there. Like to see how quickly they can get that ball from the back to the front, and that's when they're the most dangerous with guys like Trevin Caesar.
Stay up to date on the latest USL news and information around the league. USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts, Mondays, 4 o'clock Pacific, Sirius XM Channel 85. Don't forget they also air the USL Game of the Week. USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Tyler Patch, a 22-year-old from Ontario, Canada. 2 assists on the season. He's been good for them.
You can see Swope Park looking for those little diagonal runs that we talk about that we want to see Sacramento do with Wilson Nisha and Trevin Caesar. I think Swope Park's done a good job here in the first 10 minutes of finding that and exploiting those little gaps that Sacramento has right now.
Wilson Nisha trying to exploit the back line on his own, and Amir Djidic will send it out of play. Lamar Balo and Amir Djidic, when they played together last year, they were 10-0-2 as a club. And this year they have been continuing that pace just as good here in 2017 as well.
Even going back to that goal, you know how early it happens. It's a bit of a deflating type goal, but still it happens early enough in the game where you have plenty of time to make it back up. So it's almost, you know, the optimist in me likes to think that it's not the worst thing in the world that can happen. You'd rather have the goal scored in the first minute as opposed to the 90th minute because it gives you more time to try to make that goal back up. So, like I said, the optimist in me thinks that there's still a chance for Sacramento to work themselves into this game and still have some success tonight.
Well, I think it's no surprise that Swope Park came in here hungry, as Evan Newton said after the match. As this one's popped up, looking for Wilson Nisha, takes it off the chin and out of play. Is Evan Newton commenting, saying that we know we're going to get Swope Park's best. That's what happens when you play for the Sacramento Republic. A lot of teams don't get to play in this type of atmosphere at Papa Murphy's Park, and it's constantly pushed to get better. And I think he's right. We've talked about that before, is where teams get up for games like this because they don't get to play in crowds like this.
This is fun. I mean, it's a double-edged sword we always talk about. It's great to have this here, but yet, like Evan Newton said, you get everyone's best game because it's a fun place to come in and play. It's a fun environment. It's a hostile environment, and players thrive off that stuff.
Belmar along the right side, the 19-year-old.
And also, it is what it is. So Sacramento's got to figure out ways to be better. You know, you're going to come out, you're going to compete against these guys. They're going to have their best. You need to have your best day in and day out here if you're going to be playing at Papa Murphy Park.
Sacramento 6-2-2 here at Papa Murphy's Park. 5-3-2 Swope Park on the road this season. And again, 12-5-5. They've been good just about anywhere they've been playing. That one's out of play. The flag goes up. Should be trying to get out of the danger zone here. First time, Peter McGlynn getting a look at it. Beautiful ball to Wilson Nisha in stride. Giving chase, twirling down Colton Storm. Good defending against Wilson Nisha. Crowd wanted to whistle there. They won't get it. Back come the other way for the moment at least. Emra Clementa. Horde. Surprising to Elliot Ord. 2 assists in U.S. Open Cup play, but none in USL play this season. So vital this year. Here's a chance for Sacramento. Tipping it up over the top. No one making a run as Tyler Blackwood was there. And Caesar goes down, but it'll be a goal kick for Swope Park.
Yeah, it's almost like the belief's not there for the Sacramento players. The only guy chasing it down is Tyler Blackwood. Nisha and Caesar are assuming that Balo's going to get that and clear it. Got to have a little belief and take the chance to go forward. And also maybe even Blackwood, he's got to notice that there's no runners in the box. Hold the ball a little bit, maybe bring it back, keep it.
And you see that when you to the top leagues in the world where players are not afraid to hold on to the ball when they're in that final 8.
I know, it's really, I mean, as the progression of any player too, it's like as you get older and get more experience, you become calmer and calmer in the box. And it takes a really skillful, talented player to be calm, cool, and collected, because it really is a panicking type situation feeling when you do have that ball in the box and you're looking to make a move, take a shot. But some of the best players in the world are the calmest when they get in the box, and that separates them really. I'll tell you what, as a defender, I panicked whenever I got in the box.
It's out of your comfort zone, right?
I would have done what Tyler Blackwood did right there, but I would have smashed it across the face of the goal.
Throw for Sacramento here. They trailed by a goal. It was Suni Saad in the 4th minute who struck first. Little back flick from Caesar, and they send it back as Amir Djidic. Well, join us Saturday, September 2nd. We light up the sky. Republic will have the fireworks post-match when they take on Colorado Switchbacks. Fans are invited down to the pitch to watch the show. Tickets still available for that match. Looking to squeak it along the touchline there, finding Carlton Belmar. A sliding tackle from James Kibbe to break it up.
It's a good ball right there by Colton Storm. Finding Belmar, stretching the field, getting behind the back 4. Swope Park's done a good job here in the first 15 minutes to get behind Sacramento's back 4.
Storm in his first professional season, selected 14th overall by Sporty in this year's draft. Can Sacramento spring Nisha and Caesar? They had a tough time doing it against Reno on Saturday night as Pasher to the left side here. Paul Buckle saying really they felt that they played the better match. It was 10 minutes of a mental lapse and it cost them the game. Didn't convert chances either, and that's the big difference there. We saw opportunities from Trevin Caesar, Tyler Blackwood, just couldn't convert. Swope Park on the season, currently in 3rd place after a big run in the month of July. Last year they finished strong as well. They ended 4th place in the conference, which we talked to Pope Buckle about. It's really all just about getting into the playoffs. No one really thought much about Swope Park. They got hot at the right time and went all the way to the Western Conference Championship.
It's American sports. That's what it is.
It's interesting to think, 2014, Republic would not have a trophy if there weren't playoffs. Last year you would. And which team were you more excited about? Probably 2014. Chance for Caesar. Can he spring something here? A little pressure on Amir Djidic. Little slip up here. Wilson Nisha with an opportunity. Settles it down. Partain into the attacking third. Here he comes, showing his pace. Little nice crossover. Wilson Nisha just behind him. Now it's out to Caesar. And the flag goes up late, and it's offside.
Even so, I mean, you don't want Caesar out on that left side getting the ball to serve a ball in the box. You need your 2 strikers in the box. You need James Kiffe to get up the flank.
Republic a little crossed up here on that replay. They have not been sharp here this first 20 minutes of this match. Swope Park has had their moments, but I don't think they've been necessarily a better team as this game has gone on here.
Good ball here.
Here's a chance. Pasher looking with his right foot, sends it over the face. A square ball easily played by James Kiffey. Now he's looking up the field. To the left side, here's Hayden Partain. Just signed a few weeks ago. He's going to send this over the top. Good angling ball. Wilson Nisha will get to it and beat out Balo. Nisha back. Sacramento, a deep cross in, send it into Zendejas. It was going for Caesar. Just a little too far.
Too sharp of an angle there for McGlynn.
A mistake by Swope Park. Pushing him off his line is the two collide, Belmar and Kiffey. Kiffey able to get back up quickly. Swope Park controls.
Swope Park's, like you said, Rob's a little bit sloppy as well. Obviously for them, they got the banger of the goal from Suni Saad earlier to get them up 1-0, but still pretty even play. No one's really kind of running away with this right now. You know, the first 20 minutes here, you talk about moments and game, breaking the game down into segments. Pretty even here so far in the first 20, in my opinion.
Swope Park's usually a team that likes to dominate possession, but it's been Suni Saad who's almost served as a false nine here tonight. Able to roam the field. Looking to his left foot, going to curl one in. It sends over the crossbar, and Evan Newton will watch that one out of play.
Swope Park has done a good job of getting in penetrating runs towards Sacramento's back four, and have got in behind a few times, to be honest, probably more than Sacramento. It's a good look right here of Suni Saad getting on that left foot, the weaker left foot. Technique lets him down at the end. Needs to get his knee over the ball, chest over the ball. Keep that thing on target.
Nike, an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. 1-0 here. Swope Park with an early goal from Suni Saad. And Sacramento has allowed 3 straight goals now in the last 2 matches without scoring. They scored first in the 15th minute. A cross by James Kiffey sent to Hayden Partain on a flick on, and it was beautiful to start off the match in that 15th minute. Republic would not score again. Combination of Partain, Caesar, and Nisha seems to be a little bit off right now. Can they correct that as this goes throughout the match? And Rodriguez will send it out of play. And that what made that combination so deadly was Nisha and Caesar were playing really well off each other. Last 2 matches, I don't know if you can say that.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it the last few weeks of those 2 guys stretching the field and making those diagonal runs into the channels, and when the ball's at the feet of your back four, it's so effective for Sacramento. Just skip the midfield, go to the front 2, move the ball in the final third. If you can collect the ball off the run, great. If you can win the second balls, that's fine too, but you're in that attacking third quickly. But those runs don't seem to be timed nearly as well as they used to be in the last, a month or so ago.
Here's Nanzo Sabal near the byline, sends a cross in. It'll tag the side netting, a goal kick for Evan Newton.
But that timing of those runs, the combination, the connectivity between your front 2 and your back 4 seems to be a little bit off as of late. And you still want to see your 2 strikers partner a little bit better and pair a little better and play off each other a little better. You always do, to be honest. But I think these 2 guys up top right now, it's really their position right now. Paul's essentially handed it to these 2 guys, but need to be doing a little bit more and getting better results, score some more goals in order to hold on to that position.
And hardly hit in the back of the head there, a hard hit I should say, taken, and it was Belmar will be whistled for the foul. And how hard is it to replace a guy like Danny Barrera? I mean, he's been massive for them, and it's likely we may not see Danny Barrera at all this season. There was hope he may come back here in the end of September. Blackwood has it's going to send a cross in. Chance for Sacramento. Finds the feet of Augie Caceres. You wanted him to be more active tonight. Can he get forward and play more of an active role? They're going to need him here if they want to pick up 3 points at home.
I mean, he's the experienced guy in there right now. I think he's the one that really needs to kind of, fill those Barrera shoes and take more chances and get forward more. Move the ball forward. Don't be as conservative on the ball. And I think that's something that I'd love to see from Augustine, take this game and take this team, put it on his shoulders and move forward.
Republic falling to Swope Park in their first matchup this season, and that came early on in April. And it was a 1-0 defeat It was Mark Gonzalez who scored in the 70th minute. And that was a time when Sacramento was on that road trip that saw him go 7,000 miles in a matter of a few weeks. And just 3 matches in 7 days. And that second match is where we saw the Republic hit the worst skid in franchise history when they lost, or went 6 without a win. So that was a club that didn't have it together. They started off hot, and things just started to fizzle. They couldn't find the back of the net. And then it's gotten hot before finally falling after their 7 matches. McGlynn with some nice footwork here to the right side, finding Elliott Horde in stride. Horde along that touchline. Here's Rodriguez. Signed last year, the youngster from Mexico. Just a teenager, still young. Barely spoke a word of English when he was signed by the club. That was down there when they were training in Cianola before the season, and they found the center back, and Graham said, hey, who's this guy?
I think Rodriguez could be an absolute horse in the back. Been injured this year. It's been preventing him, obviously, from getting a run, but I think he's got all the attributes. He's got the size, he has the strength, he has the pace, strikes a great ball with his right foot. It's just injuries have plagued him a little bit. He's a bit young, a bit immature. But I honestly think, like, a potential, this guy's got it. Now it's a matter of, you know, what they always say, potential ain't gets you seen. So now go out there and perform.
Dealt with the hamstring, dealt with the knee this year. Just 19 years of age, though.
And that's the youth a little bit. You know, a hamstring injury here and there as a young guy really shouldn't, foul here, shouldn't really be happening. I mean, it's going to happen, but I mean, you should be able to get back from that relatively quickly. Different story if you're a 35-year-old guy who's got 400 games under his belt in his career. Foot injury, unlucky. But still, I think all the potential in the world, and a great little pickup by Graham and Paul Buckle, in my opinion. Just a matter of now. Turn that potential into something that's tangible.
He's got 2 guys to learn from, and Emmer Clementa and Chris Christian during training. So here's an opportunity to see what you've been able to pick up over the first quarter and a half of this season. There'll be Sunny Saad to step over this one here. Swope Park with a lead, 1-0. Sunny Saad with a lone goal tonight. Moloto has been quiet tonight. Hayden Partain able to win the ball there. Can they spring something? Wilson Nishaw shoved down, foul called, and that'll get Moloto. Moloto from South Africa has been a key member in the midfield. 4 assists on the season. He's a guy you'll typically see take set pieces for them. He's been a midfielder that has gone a lot of ways for Nikola Popovic, whether it be a holding midfielder, whether it could be attacking. He's a guy they really like here at Swope. Blackwood finding a gift here. Sacramento at Caesar. McGlynn now. See how compact Swope Park gets. Pretty typical, and then they like to spring something forward on the left wing or right wing with Sabal or Belmar. Belmar has it taken away by McGlynn this time. Good ball from Kiffey to McGlynn. McGlynn near the byline, cutting it back in, loses it.
It's McGlynn on his weaker left foot right there, try to cut it back to his favorite right. Puts his hand up, knows he should have served that ball, and all the runs are being timed off of that too.
USL, one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world, featuring some of the game's top talent, rising stars as well. Stay up to date, USLsoccer.com or at USL on Twitter. Sunny Saad continuing to put pressure on that back line. McGlynn goes up for it, whiffs. Chance for Caesar. Caesar's pushing the back. They'll play on Michael Zapata, not blowing the whistle yet. Here's the pace of Caesar. As Pasher's able to recover.
Pasher keeping up step for step as well. Pacey little left back. I think Pasher's got a bright future.
Well, they love him. They just signed him to the MLS contract in the offseason, 22 years of age. Also Canadian men's national team member.
Such a hard position to find, Rob. We talk about how lucky and fortunate Sacramento is with Kiffey. I think Swope Park and Sporting have a real good one in their left back, Tyler Pasher.
Pasher not the only one. Amir Djidic also being called up to the Canadian men's national team. So he will be taking off next week. And his rookie season, 28 appearances for the Swope Park team at the center back position. Defended well there by Colton Storm to get out of play and slow it up. Sacramento with a couple of call-ups as well that should be announced here shortly, as Emra Clemente getting his 3rd call-up to the Montenegro national team, so he will be gone. He will miss the Colorado Springs game. He will be here for Saturday's match at Phoenix. And then also Trevin Caesar, congratulations to Trevor with Trinidad and Tobago being called up to their men's national team as well. So 2 players going to be gone here. We've already seen Paul and Christian out tonight. More changes for Paul Buckle coming up over that Labor Day weekend. I would say jobs aren't won or lost. Opportunities are given and taken away. So how do players like Carlos Rodriguez and Peter McGlynn make their case known here tonight?
Just perform. I mean, you're a defender. Think clean sheet. Don't make mistakes. Do what you do. For both these guys, you got to go out there and perform. Show. I mean, Paul sees these guys every day in training sessions. But can you go and translate that into a match and get a result?
And this is a staff who looks heavily at statistics. They look at where your heat maps are, where are you moving with the ball. And that's all calculated at the end of the season as well. Blackwood leads the team in shots. He's looking for one here. Looking to get to the middle of the park. Going to send it across the face, and a chance for Tyler Pasher to recover. Counters have been sloppy for Swope Park, though. Sacramento, can they convert on this? He's got Caesar up over the top. Caesar brings it down. Going against Balo. Balo brings Caesar down. Caesar wants a foul. Will not get it. Sacramento still in control. Here's a cross sent in.
No runs. It's a lot of four or five Republic players standing around. You got to recycle the runs.
Ball weighted nicely, looking for Belmar. A sliding tackle and a save from Carlos Rodriguez. Saved a one-on-one opportunity. Big chance there. Carlton Belmar would have been gone.
That's a risky play by Rodriguez. If you miss that, he's in.
Have to look at the foul. I know that Caesar's called for it, asked for it. But we saw that against Reno, too. It's almost like the Republic were hoping to get those fouls in the box. Kiffey was shoved fairly hard. You could make a case deep in that second half. But we've seen the mental lapse here with this club. When they score, they tend to lose that concentration for about 5 to 10 minutes at times. And Reno made them pay for it.
Yeah.
The younger teams, not as good, not as talented, probably going to make you pay. Reno, one of the top teams in the league, they're going to make you pay, and you feel like Swope Park, we already saw them. They did it tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Reno really essentially won the game in 10 minutes of the whole match. Got 2 quick goals right after when Sacramento scored their goal.
And then when Wayan hit that beautiful shot in that set piece. Omar Balo. Over the top, good chance for Swope Park. A little bit of danger here. Down goes Evan Newton and picks up the ball.
And Evan Newton, dangerous right there as well. I think if he sees that again, he's probably going to think he should have came out and grabbed it early, potentially try to clear it off. Sabol goes through. It's a good ball over the top from Pasher. Kind of delayed run by Sabol. But fortunately for Evan Newton, comes out, times his tackle, is challenged really well, and wins the ball.
Sabol is a goal scorer, has 5 on the season, led the preseason with 3 for Swope Park, really made a name for himself and letting Popovich know that he needed to be in this starting lineup, and has made a case. Hard tackle, James Kiffey, and that's going to be a yellow card. The first of the night, brought to you by McDonald's. Well, for our fans at home, you can follow live stats and more via Twitter, @RepublicFC, or hashtag SACVSPR.
It's a real big swing by James Kiffey right there on Kuzan. It's kind of lazy defending in my opinion too. You got to work your feet and get back. Taking a big swing like that.
Swope Park a little opportunity to get some water as they clear things up. So yellow card accumulation has hurt the Republic. Chris Christian, Jeremy Hall out tonight for that reason. However, Trevin Caesar, who had 4, had 1 taken away for good behavior. So now he only has 3. Peter McGlynn tracks it down. Elliot Horde now. Republic trying to get out of the danger zone. Careful on those balls back as well. You see Suni Saad right there ready to spring something. Belmar putting pressure on Kiffy. Suni Saad up now. Pressure high here for Swope Park.
You know, that's the situation right there where you want to see the run from Trevin Caesar.
Well, here's Caesar looking to spring something forward. Calling for it to the right is McGlynn. Partain and now Caesar. A little over dribble. Pushed down from the back, and there'll be a free kick for Sacramento in a pretty good position.
Yeah, Trevin Caesar taking too many touches. Fortunate for him, Swope Park's not working their feet, and Trevin Caesar is able to get that free kick.
He got bailed out. Looks like Christian Duke may have brought him down from behind. And now the Tower Bridge Battalion stomping their feet. A big opportunity for Sacramento here.
This is a good position on the pitch, too. We talk about this a lot, Rob. It's not too close. It's not too far out. Kind of in that sweet spot to really test Zendejas. Looks like it's probably just going to be Emra over this.
Emra with a powerful strike. We saw him break a scoring drought against Los Angeles a season ago.
You can see this run up right here. You can see the angle he's taking. I bet you he's going to go to Zendejas' left. Try to curl it over the wall under the crossbar.
Clementa driving it hard, and it bounces off, and it's his for a rebound! And it's Wilson knee shot. It's all locked in one apiece. A beautiful strike from Emra Clementa, the Montenegrin national, pairing up, and it's the youngster from the UK who slots it back home.
I tell you what a special free kick by Emra right there. Does a great job curling it over the wall, picking out that upper corner. And a great follow-up. You see 2 or 3 Sacramento players crashing the net. No Swope Park players thinking on their toes to crash the net. And a simple goal for Wilson Nishaw. All comes from the great strike from Emra Clementa. We saw a great strike last week with Wien, and you saw an even better one right there by Emra Clementa from even deeper. Wonderful piece of skill right there by Emra.
Wilson Nishaw, 5th goal on the season. And the 24-year-old from Darlington, England, has locked this one at 1 apiece.
Kind of getting something out of nothing right there. Sacramento really hasn't even tested Zendejas yet. And the first chance, a little set piece outside the box. Sacramento capitalizes on it.
A little bit more life into this crowd here at Papa Murphy's Park after that goal.
And also now, Rob, we talk about the 5 minutes, right? So after you score, how solid are you as a unit? Is it back 4, back 5, or back 6? And not conceding anything. And hopefully these guys are thinking about it right now.
Suni Saad going down low, look at chance, and it's a foul call in the breakaway, and Trevin Caesar a little upset, and I don't blame him. Great opportunity for Sacramento to break that wide open, and the foul comes back as it's called actually by Suni Saad way in the backfield, that first strike.
Tough one for Zapata right there. I saw some, probably a challenge that didn't necessarily warrant advantage. And frankly, I don't even think Sacramento gets on the end of it anyways. Still always fun to complain to a ref, right?
That's right. Hayden Partain, nifty move. Partain trying to sneak behind that back 4. Looking to track it down as Peter McGlynn. And how about Peter McGlynn tonight? Showing a little pace. He's gotten behind the back 4 a few times tonight, trying to make things difficult, trying to find where he fits in this thing. And the Ireland National doing a pretty good job so
you're
far.
right. Trying to figure out where do you fit in this unit? How do you fit in the squad? 2 years in the Irish Premier League. Knows how to play. Played many big games. But it's always interesting. You go to a new team and try to fill a void. Middle of the season, fill in a void. How are you gonna fit in? Are you gonna be going forward? Are you gonna be a defensive guy playing on that midfield? Not sure exactly what Paul's been asking him to do, especially with the attacking talent that you have out there.
Well, we thought we might see him sitting back and Augie forward, but in fact, we've seen Augie fill the role of Jeremy Hall, and we've seen what would become Peter McGlynn in Augie's role. Good cross here. Can it get over Gedic? Gedic just size and strength winning that one.
Yeah, I bet you that might even come from a conversation Paul had with those two guys. You know, who feels more comfortable going forward? Who feels better sitting home more? And I like the decision, to be honest. I think Augie's probably a little more disciplined. We really haven't seen McGlynn in a match yet to see how disciplined he is, but you know how disciplined Augie is. And for me, being a conservative mind in a game like tonight, I think it's a good call.
Colton Storm sneaking it past Tiffy. Belmar gets to it. Belmar, star at Jacksonville University. USL Rookie of the Year with the Timbers 2. Played there for 2 seasons. Now he's with the Swope Park Rangers, leads them in scoring. Couldn't get past Carlos Rodriguez there. Really a dangerous ball to James Kiffey here. Those are the type of opportunities I know you've talked about. Carlos Rodriguez shoring up. It's the mental parts of the game. He's got the physical attributes. We just saw him beat out Carlton Belmar on the ball.
Exactly.
And they nearly gave it away.
Thinking the same thing. I mean, just look how good he is 1v1 defending.
Over the top, James Kiffey, and flag goes up offside against Swope Park.
It's just really for Carlos. I think it's just putting all the puzzle pieces together for an entire 90-minute match.
Nike, an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, you can always go to NikeSoccer.com. 40 minutes in, we are tied at 1. In the 4th minute, it was Suni Saad, and then Emra Clemente on a set piece sends it off the crossbar, dribbles down. Zendejas can't play it, and Wilson Nisha there to clean it up. Caesar, good job here. Showing his skill, goes down, cuts it back in. You're right, maybe too many touches for Caesar tonight.
Yeah, I think he's unlucky there. Does a really good job. Puts us through the wickets. Colton Storm gets in behind him. Probably gets dragged down a little bit.
Seen Swope Park, and you watch some of their matches here. They're so good athletically, but at the same time, when they spread the field, they open up some gaps as well. And that's where Caesar's been able to try to exploit that. Can that back line find him? McGlynn with a quick touch back, they'll sail to play. A miscommunication there. Cameron Iwasa, the Jesuit High star and local native here from Sacramento, played with the Republic last few seasons, is on the 18 for Swope Park tonight. Signed a deal with Sporting KC in the offseason. So we may see the return of Cameron Iwasa tonight as well. Swope holding on to possession here late in the first half. USL, one of the most prominent second division professional leagues in the world. Stay up to date. USLsoccer.com or on Twitter at USL. Clemente defending here against the ball. The Nigerian national back out. He's caused a few fits tonight. Belmar and Sabal on each of those wings. Swope Park out of Kansas City, Missouri, the USL side for Sporting KC. Peter Vermeers likes what he sees from these youngsters in the USL. Here's a chance for Sabal. Will Clemente get there first? Pokes it away. Sabal looking to get a corner here and taking it away and then sending it out of play of the Republic. But Swope Park signing 4 of their players from the USL this year. James Musa, the latest. Amir Djidic, Adrian Zendejas, the goalkeeper, and Tyler Pasher all signing MLS contracts this year. Low cross set in. Carlos Rodriguez pops it out of play. Last year, these two sides meeting, it was a 1-1 draw, and it was Cameron Iwasa with the lone goal. For Sacramento, it was Kevin Oliveira for Swope Park. Down goes Rodriguez. Caesar able to break free of Djidic, cutting back in, and he's brought down, and a foul will be called against Swope Park. And another set piece, and it's Moloto who is going to get a yellow card. That yellow card brought to you by McDonald's.
That's what pace will do to you as a defender. When you get a guy like Trevin Caesar streaking down the middle of the field, you think you got that angle timed, you think you've timed it well, and he just has a half a step quicker than you think, and you're clipping him from behind, especially when he's going to goal like that. It's a yellow card every single time.
Looks like James Kiffey will take this here. What can we expect?
So it's a little outswinger. You got to have some runs in the back post. So you want James Kiffey really dropping this thing between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot. Right on that spot. And it needs to be hit with pace. I mean, ideally, I'd even have Emma Clementa on this ball, but you can't take Emma's size and strength in the air out of the box. Look for Carlos Rodriguez is my play here. Let's see how well Carlos can break some runs and get free.
Carlos Rodriguez, 6'3". We've got some size to him as well, 200+ pounds. Here's James Kiffey looking for his 4th assist on the year. Lofts it in, puts it right where you wanted it, and sliding down was Peter McGlynn. It was just a hair too late.
That's a wonderful ball in by James Kiffey. Looks like the runs just weren't there. I think Swope Park did a really good job of breaking Sacramento's running. When I say breaking the runs, I'm getting in the way, be physical, be a roadblock essentially. But Sacramento's got to do better to be able to beat those. And that's individual battles. You got to set picks. You got to get physical in there and get yourself free so you can run on target. A wonderful ball in by James Kiffey. See if we can sneak one in here before the half, Rob.
It'll be Kiffey again. And Michael Zapata speaking what appears to be Christian Duke and Trevin Caesar. Caesar right in the face of Zendejas. Kiffey's ball sent in high, chance for Sacramento. Clementa gets to it, and it's out of play. And it'll be another Republic corner kick.
And we see all that, the pushing and shoving between Duke and Trevin Caesar in there. It's just Trevin Caesar trying to box the goalie out, or don't give him a clear path to the ball if he wants to come out, if he elects to do so.
It'll be Hayden Partain this time with in-swingers. Coming up big was Clementa.
It's a great ball in too.
And that will be it. So no extra time here added in the first half of the play at Papa Murphy's Park. 45 minutes in, and we are tied at 1. It was Suni Saad who did it in the 4th minute, and then Clementa's free kick. Wilson Nisha on the rebound, and that's where we stand here as we head into the break at halftime. We'll have your highlights and stats coming up, and also a great feature about one of the best on this team, Jeremy Hall. Don't miss that one. That's all coming up right here on the Halftime Show.
At US Bank, we believe one small change can echo throughout an entire community. That's why we proudly support, invest, and volunteer in communities like yours. Because the changes we make today
Can you hear me?
shape the possibilities of tomorrow. US Bank, the power of possible.
Summer's almost over. Let the celebration begin. It's your NorCal Honda dealer's end of summer celebration with incredible offers on the dynamic new Civic, Kelley Blue Book's 2017 overall best buy. Yeah, on the sporty CRV, US News best compact SUV for the money, and on the all-new 2018 Odyssey, fully redesigned and better than ever. Hurry, our celebration ends September 5th. See your NorCal Honda dealer now.
Papa Murphy's Law of the F word. No, this F word. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means vegetables that start the day as whole vegetables. Cheese that's grated from a block, not poured from a bag. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your bingo. Home bake a large barbecue chicken pizza featuring KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce. Just $11. Papa Murphy's.
at the break here at Papa Murphy's Park. Kevin Goldthwait, Rob McAllister with you. We thank you for joining us. We had a great one here. First 45 minutes in the books already. Let's take a look at our first half highlights, brought to you by Honda. And it was a good start, wide open match from the very get-go, aggressive. And we saw Swope Park come out early. Sooney Saad
with a thunderbolt here. Looks like Evan Newton probably is screened, doesn't see it, or is not ready for it, frankly. Not sure, didn't get a look, but a wonderful strike there by Sooney Saad. And then also later in that early in that first half, Evan Newton coming out, making a good save, timing it well. Probably should have came out a little earlier if I'm being particular, but still is able to corral the ball and times that tackle well.
And then Sacramento starting to get control thing, but we saw a sloppy match here, and it was feeling like Sacramento was in a little bit of trouble. Started to figure things out. Caesar started to get on top of the ball, and then go ahead and draws a foul in the 35th minute, and able to pick up this set piece here.
Yeah, I said it during the run of the play. Kind of a goal out of nothing. I think Sacramento really wasn't threatening Zendejas whatsoever, but still wonderful, wonderful strike by Emeril Clementa. Pulls it over the wall, dips it under the crossbar, off Zendejas. Easy finish for Mr. Goal Scorer, our ardent archer, Wilson Nisha.
And what a follow-up. Talk about making runs. Sacramento was prepared on their toes there. And then at the end here, Sacramento with another foul, picked up a chance, a free kick, just couldn't get there. Peter McGlynn, though, I thought he was a bright spot here in that first 45.
Yeah, bright spot, I think still. There's some work to do. I'd love to see these guys, Sacramento, nick that second goal late in that first half. Unable to do so.
Well, let's take a look now at our first half stats here in possession. Just a slight advantage for Swope Park tonight. But this is a team who has dominated possession typical matches. You look at that number, how do you feel Sacramento fared?
You know, we typically see Sacramento dominate possession. You're talking a situation now coming in, and the roles are a bit reversed. But still, I really think Swope Park's a quality side, and we're seeing that tonight. Sacramento needs to go to the locker room, figure some things out, tweak some things, tighten some screws, tighten some bolts, and come out here with some new energy in the second half.
All right, well, we've got a great one here. Jeremy Hall, do not miss this feature. It is another great opportunity to get to know the Republic players just a bit more. And there's no one better than this longtime MLS and USL veteran in Jeremy Hall. Let's take a look.
My name is Jeremy Hall. I'm a midfielder and defender for Sacramento Republic FC. Grew up in Florida, born and raised. My parents split when I was younger, and my mom raised us. And my mom wanted to get me and my younger brother involved into sports. And so I was a big baseball fan growing up. I loved watching baseball. I played in the streets with all my friends. So we went to go sign up, and everything was full. My little brother, Nick, was like, well, let's play soccer. I don't want to play soccer, though. I want to play baseball. And finally, he convinced me. So I was like, all right, I'll play soccer. So we played on the same team and just absolutely loved it. I changed teams to a team that are all my best friends till this day. Year after year, we got better and better. I feel like it was one of those teams where we went into every game knowing we were gonna win. In high school, I got called into the youth national team, the U17 residency program down in Bradenton, Florida. Played with some big time players and just went out there and had fun. And next thing you know, they're inviting me into the residency camp. Went to a U17 World Cup down in Peru. Ended up getting a scholarship to Maryland through that. So everything just kind of blossomed, just not really thinking about anything, but just having fun with my friends on the field. I got drafted to the New York Red Bulls. 2 years there, played with some world-class players, and got to play for a number of other clubs. I ended up signing with Tampa, close to home. It didn't work out. Didn't even play a minute there. I'm a faithful guy, and it really tested me. I prayed a lot about it. It was super hard, but it didn't hinder my confidence. And that year I actually got invited to play for the Puerto Rico national team, being able to go down there and represent Puerto Rico. And my mom's side is from Puerto Rico, so just seeing my family, helping this small, beautiful island achieve big things was amazing. I ended up going back to Tampa after my time with Puerto Rico, and when I heard about Sacramento being a possibility, I jumped all over it. I was just super excited about it, going somewhere where I knew some familiar faces already. It's just so funny how something bad turns into something so good, because me being here is just amazing.
Unbelievable player, good with both feet, technically. He's kind of that guy that'll break up the plays, will get in people's faces, get into tackles, but he does it with such elegance and grace. He makes it look effortless, you know?
Yeah, Jeremy's a good dude, man. I've known Jeremy since we were 14, 15 years old. On the field, he's a competitor. He wants to win.
He's our rock. I can't say enough for the consistency that he's just brought to us this season. You put him on and you know exactly what you're going to get from him. he can find you in the tightest of spaces. You know, he's going to keep the ball moving, he's going to keep it simple, he's going to defend well, he's going to defend hard.
Jeremy Hall has had a great season. You know, he came in and did well for us last year, but I think he's even gone to another level this year, and I think there's still more to come.
I really embrace this city. It's beautiful. The people here, soccer-wise, it's incredible. Our crowds are sell out every game. The fans really love the team. They embrace the team. You know, you don't get sellouts in every city. You don't get people wearing the stuff downtown. So to come here, to have the impact that I've had on the team and the impact that the fans had on me, it's just amazing. I really feel like I'm here for a reason, and I'm excited to see where this thing goes.
Here we are, our eyes wide open. We see the road ahead. We're part of something bigger. We're the dreamers, the heroes, the ones who change our communities, build our cities, are passionate about compassion. There are more like you here than unlike you. So take hold and see yourself in the present. See that vision unfold among others. Redefine the possible. Redefine you.
You each drive a Ford pickup, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to show you a next generation pickup.
Awesome. Let's do this.
The bed is made of high-strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
The stronger, the better.
And best of all, this new truck is actually the current Chevy Silverado.
It's the Chevy Summer Drive. Current Chevy owners and lessees get a total value over $11,000 or get 0% financing for 60 months on this Silverado All-Star. See your greater Sacramento area Chevy dealers.
Like hot dogs, but hamburgers too. Wiener Schnitzel's new burgers are just for you. We've got burgers, 4 different burgers. Yay!
We kind of always had them, but they're way better now.
New burgers, our new burgers, our new flavors, our new burgers are made the Wiener Schnitzel way. That means they're good. Wiener Schnitzel's burgers are better than ever. Whether you're craving barbecue bacon or blazing guac, our 4 burgers are a mouthful of yum. Only at Wiener Schnitzel.
Welcome back. We're in the break. Papa Murphy's Park. It's tied at 1 between Swope Park and Sacramento. Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule here for the Sacramento Republic. We start off with them, and it looks like we'll be heading on the road this weekend to Phoenix for the first time this season, taking our Didier Drogba and the rest of the crew down there that started to play pretty well. They've had lapses of late. Should be a tough one. And Colorado Springs Switchbacks here at home. That should be another tough one. It's going to be especially tough without a couple losses with Emmer Clemente and Trevin Caesar out.
Yeah, these last 2 games really for Sacramento, concluding tonight against Swope Park, have been the real tests. Need to get points out of this, but still there's some winnable games in the future, I think, for Sacramento. Hopefully they can pick up more points in the next 3 games.
And for Swope Park, it's not going to get any easier. They're going to be in Reno on Saturday night. So if they're hoping to keep pace and stay up on the top 3 there, I think they're going to need to pick up a couple points here on this road trip.
A real big road trip for those guys heading into the playoffs. See what they can do. Like I think these 2 games are really kind of set the tone for how their season's going to end.
And they are 1 game ahead of Sacramento in terms of played. So Sacramento does have an advantage there. Let's take a look at our USL Western Conference standings now. And if we break it down, there it is. Real Monarchs still 52 points. San Antonio close behind. But Swope Park, Reno, Sacramento, all the way down to OKC. Really, you're talking 12, 15 points separating 2 through 8, and then you've got other teams dip on the heels, Seattle and Orange County as well.
No, it's a tight little bunch right here where a lot of things can happen, and you got to think everybody, almost everybody in the West thinks they have a chance to make the playoffs, which is going to lead for a fun run to the playoffs and a fun finish to this season in the Western Conference.
And for Sacramento, we got 2 road matches next couple of weeks, and then you're 4 at home, so great opportunity for Sacramento to pick up some points, boost their standings, hopefully have a playoff game here at Papa Murphy's Park. Let's take a look now at our USL Power Rankings, which are decided each week by a committee in terms of who has the best run of form currently in the USL. I think you could put very easily at the top of that list every single week would be the Real Monarchs, who again lead the way. Reno's right up there. Sacramento's remained in the top 10, though, in the USL really throughout the season.
Yeah, I think, like you said, you can argue every week Real Monarchs should be atop of that, and I probably would agree with that. Not sure who's on the panel, Rob, but hey, interesting to see, though, that Sacramento, they have been pretty consistent in the top 10, if not the top 5 this season so far.
Let's take a review. Let's go back to your Chevy keys to the match and what we saw in that first 45 minutes of play. We had a couple of new guys. You had Carlos Rodriguez and Peter McGlynn come into this match and see how they could perform really in their first minute. This is their first USL minutes. And what do you think how they played well?
We talked about the reserve test. I think these guys come in a bit shaky, obviously, in the first 10 minutes, figuring things out, getting the lay of the land, conceding a goal early. So I think they probably could do a little bit better. Defend first. I think Sacramento's done a decent job at that. Would still like to see them shore up that back four a little better, prevent balls from getting in behind them, and finally win individual battles. I always talk about this, and I feel like Sacramento plays their best when they are winning the majority of those battles. I don't think necessarily that they did a very good job or have done a very good job here in the first half. And like I said also earlier, I think there's some things in the locker room that you can tighten some bolts, tighten some screws, and I think the second half would lead to a good thing. But it'll be interesting to see what Paul's going to do in the locker room. With these new guys in here, I wonder if there's going to be some substitutions. There may be, but he's got a lot of things on his mind and a lot of balls to juggle right now with these new guys in, not necessarily game fit. You don't have the best performance in the first 45 minutes. What sort of changes are we going to see? Are we going to see him early in the second half? Are we going to see him now, or late in the second half? So the second half is going to be really interesting to see how it shakes out.
Well, we got another 45 minutes of play. We are tied at 1. And again, it was Suni Saad who scored in the 4th minute. He's down here from the first team and making his first appearance with Swope Park this season. Meanwhile, beauty of a strike from Emra Clementa, and he very underrated at set pieces. Set up Wilson Nisha on the rebound here. And Wilson Nisha made a name for himself doing that in 2016 when he came here. He had a couple of those off the rebound. No one was picking him up. I think he's missed that a little bit this year, even though he does have 5 goals on the season. You can see more of Wilson Nisha doing that. I think Sacramento's going to be in pretty good shape.
Yeah, that's what we call a goal scorer, a striker's goal by Wilson Nisha. But make no bones about it, that goal comes 100% from Emra Clementa. Just an absolute wonderfully feathered free kick. Just like a little paintbrush stroke, really, you see it. Just great technique by Emra Clementa, curling it over that wall, dipping under the crossbar. We've seen Emra do it before, too. He did it last year against LA, down in LA. He's got the quality on the set pieces. Typically, with Danny Barrera out, you'd like to think that he's the guy, the go-to guy. It's always funny, too. Like, his confidence is going to be sky high going forward. So the next 5 to 6 to 7 games, any set piece, I guarantee Emra's going to be one grabbing the ball. So, and with all due respect to him, he deserves it. So.
And Emra Clementa, again, getting called up for the 3rd time to the Montenegro national team. And that experience, you get a feel, is only going to make him better and better. He's played quicker. We've seen him become much more aggressive this year than he had in the past.
And quickly before the second half, I mean, that says a lot about Emra and being called back in for the 3rd time. It's one thing to get called in once and be like, okay, you know, kind of like, thanks for coming in, appreciate it, see you down the road. But they're calling him back in, and he keeps coming in and doing well and performing.
Well, here we are, Emra Clementa and company back in action as it will be Swope Park to start things off. They'll head to the north end of the field toward the Tower Bridge Battalion, the great supporter group for the Sacramento Republic. Alongside Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister with you. If you're just tuning in, you've missed a good one so far. A little bit sloppy play early on, but both teams have made the other pay in mistakes, and that's where we stand at 1 apiece.
Now, no changes here, Rob. Interesting seeing McGlynn out wide here. You got Hayden Partain tucked in. Probably going to want to see him, at least if you're Paul, you want to see him high, withdrawn underneath Trevin Caesar and Wilson Nisha.
Good play there from Trevin Caesar along this left side. Wilson Nisha now, who has the goal early on in this game for the Republic. And last touch by Swope Park. It'll be a throw for the Republic here. Swope Park trying to hang on to that 3rd place. They have 41 points on the season. Sacramento trying to pick up some, as they're certainly at 34 and just a hair above the rest of the pack there. They are standing in 5th place in the USL Western Conference. But again, we've talked about this time again, is that Paul Buckle is more concerned about how they're playing, how they're finishing the season, and going into the playoffs. Weighted ball here a little bit late for Elliot Horde, somehow able to get it from Peter McGlynn, and Horde is sent down to the turf. McGlynn now looking for a little bit of space. He'll pick it back out, recycle it to Caceres will send it to the back line. Agustin Caceres from Northern California, the 26-year-old, has gotten better and better each and every season he's spent here with the Republic.
He's a funny one, too. Came in under Precky's regime, and Precky really didn't
know what to do with him.
Didn't know what to do with him. Didn't really have a role. Started outside back, outside left. Foul here, conceded. Good spot for Sacramento, but really he played outside back. That's kind of where where the role he was coming in to fill. And then Paul Buckle comes in, which is always interesting. You get a new management, new group come in. They got a completely different eye, a new setup, completely different mind for these players. New eyes coming in and looking at him and saying, this guy can play in the middle probably. And he's done a great job.
Well, he went from 1 USL appearance in 2014 under Precky to 22 under Precky and Paul Buckle in 2015.
Oh, it's incredible how quickly things can change. Just a new set of eyes, similar to what happened with Jeremy Hall.
Speaking of change, here's a newbie, Hayden Partain. Partain lofts it high, back post, good chance for Sacramento. And Amir Gidic again using that height to come up with it.
Watch the
ball
break.
weighted perfectly, looking for Suni Saad. Wilson Nisha has to get back, and good defending by Nisha to turn him back into the backfield.
That's good work by Wilson Nisha. A blue collar right there, tracking back, forcing Swope Park to go backwards.
Maluto, Duke. Pasha here along the left side. Too heavy for Sabal, and now Sabal trying to win the ball back, and does for at least a moment. McGlynn now. Pasher finding it. Horde will go shoulder to shoulder. Pasher will keep it. And again, another turnover. That's where you see you're trying to force it a little bit from Sacramento's back line.
Yeah, you know, I think it's there. Trevin Caesar's not, I want to see Trevin initiate that ball played in. It can't come from the back four. If the back four are trying to force that ball and direct direct Caesar to make that run, it's got to come from Caesar. Caesar's got to start the run and connect with the back four, then the ball's played. If it's too early, it doesn't work, as we saw right there. And like I said, it can't be directed from the back four. It's got to be directed from Trevin Caesar.
Nike, the official sponsor of the USL, NikeSoccer.com. Here's Caesar holding over the top Gidic. Gidic has some serious size, 6'4". Originally from Bosnia-Herzegovina.
And Trevin Caesar, how quickly he closes space down. It's one of those you think you might have a turnover here.
Augie working. Clemento started his career right back with the Republic, has played center back position since the emergence of Elliott Horde after Clemento went down with that injury. And Clemento did play some right back late against the match against Reno. This is over the top, and McGlynn just can't get to it. It's a good play there by Swope Park. In play, Nanzal Sabal. Back to the captain, Christian Duke. Duke, an ever steady midfielder for this Swope Park team. Tends to be the team leader in calming things down when it gets a little hectic on this Swope Park side. We got some speedsters up top who like to run. Republic have done a decent job of slowing them down here. Belmar. So much pace. And that will end out of play.
It's good defending there by Kiffy. Working his feet, not diving in, not taking the bait on the cutback.
We know Kellerton Belmar has some pace. He came in as a substitute, scored against Real Monarchs on Saturday. Started tonight's match. What does he bring you for Nikola Popovic?
He got size up top. I mean, I think he does a good job. He's got the pace to go along with it. His goal just it really came from a great overlap run by Pasher. But he's got size and pace and really good technique and a good nose for the goal. And that combination of assets, it's a good thing to have in your back pocket if you're a coach, to have your striker be able to possess those qualities.
Looking for Sabal here, Peter McGlynn. Caesar's to his right, finding Nisha. Nisha can't handle the first touch. Hayden Partain comes up with it.
Piece of skill right there by Partain.
Backtracking now goes Carlos Rodriguez, getting a little bit of pressure from Sooney Saad. Sacramento better clear this away, and Evan Newton finally does. Battling is Wilson Nishaw with Kuzan in the middle of the park there. Kuzan's another one of those young players, just 18 years of old, signed recently to a USL contract where he was a Sporting Academy player. And he's now gotten a couple of starts, making his 6th appearance for Swope. Clementa. This one's popped a little high. Wind may have got a hold of it. Can Tyler Blackwood come down with it? Colton Storm able to battle with it and holds off Tyler Blackwood for a moment. And it will be a throw for the Republic.
I like to see Sacramento, the strikers, go along with Blackwood there. Maybe pick up the second ball, look for the second ball, and make it difficult for Swope Park to play out.
Well, as you know, USL is one of the most prominent second division leagues in the world. They have some of the game's top talent and rising stars. Stay up to date, USLsoccer.com, at USL on Twitter. Looking to break here, Republic deep into the attacking third. Low cross in. Caesar with a shot on goal, and it's blocked by the Swope Park Rangers.
It's a miracle Caesar got in the end of that. He had one guy in the box for Sacramento, 5 Swope Park players. And we always talk about that, Rob. You got to flood the box with numbers. You did have McGlynn on the back post crashing.
Here's Blackwood again. Blackwood with a strong strike just from beyond the box. And the one thing we've seen from Tyler Blackwood at times when things were really going for number 17, he was out there getting behind that back line, showing his pace along the edge. Seems that Tyler Blackwood is pushed into the middle and slowed down. He's just not as effective.
100% agree. Once he gets into tight spaces, don't get me wrong, he's still a good, skillful player. But when he's at his best is when he can open things up and spread his legs and run at people. And he hasn't necessarily been doing that in the last couple weeks.
And he may be the best 1v1 player on the Republic, so
it's
you
just,
know Paul
it's
Buckle
just
will give him the
pace.
space.
And it's just pace for him. Just push the ball by people and run by him with his, massive 10-yard strides. But it's as a player, you need to know what you're good at and what you're successful at and try to put yourself in those positions as much as you can. And I think the last couple weeks, last couple games, Blackwood hasn't been able to open those legs up as much as we'd like to see him. Here's a chance.
Does the loss of Danny Barrera hurt him in that position?
It might. I mean, he might start to think he needs to check back in, get the ball to the feet more, do more work on that side of the ball rather than being able to tuck outside or move yourself outside and get some space. But really, he's so effective when he's able to run at defenders 1v1.
Tyler signed from Arizona a season ago, had 8 goals in 26 appearances. Played with Queens Park Rangers. Very talented young player, just still 25 years of age. Saad now.
It's too much space. Carlos has to step up. Can't give Saad that much time on the ball. Especially once he receives it. If he's on a half turn, before you know it, you got someone running at you if you're Carlos.
He's got 2 good looks tonight. One went for goal in the 4th minute for Sooney Saad. Emra Clementa on a set piece. Off that crossbar, finding the feet of Wilson Nishaw to make this thing even. Pasher trying to get too cute with it with Sabal, and he's going to cough it up. Here's a good looking ball now to Trevin Caesar. Good defending by Ballo, and Ballo just pushing Caesar down.
That's good defending, in my opinion, by Ballo. Trevin Caesar's clearly looking for that foul, but Ballo's using his physicality really nicely against the pacey Trevin Caesar, and that's what you really want to do to try to mitigate that pace, is use contact to slow him down a little bit, and I think Ballo, textbook right there, slowing Trevin Caesar down.
Ballo drafted the 2nd round by Houston in 2015.
Smart by Pasher.
Good ball here by Pasher. Got that first touch, couldn't handle the second. They remain with Swope Park. We'll get closer to MLS announcements. Now your time to secure your seat. First 500 spots only remaining now left for this priority seating, so make sure you get in there quickly. And the foul is called out in the open field. And Emra Clementa is called for the foul, and it may be holding his back there. Is slow to get up. It looks like Suni Sa is going to take his time getting up, holding his lower back. They're going to keep the medical staff off the field for now. It's a hard challenge by the Republic. It'll be a foul here, a set piece for Swope Park. A little bit of distance here. We're looking probably across something on the end of it. How does Sacramento defend this?
It's individual battles, really. Obviously, you hold that line as high or as tight as you can on that 18-yard box, and as soon as the ball's just before the ball's hit, you want to drop back. But still, so you got to stay with your marks, stay with your responsibilities, communicate, and don't get picked. You got to be physical in these situations.
It'll be Suni Saad sending high, going down low. Carlos Rodriguez cleared away by Elliott Horde. Pasher now will switch the field to the right side. Quick touch to the foot of Kiffy, it finds, and it'll just stay in play as the flag goes up late. Sacramento 3-2-4 on the season when they go into the break tied. Can they pick up win number 4? It'd be a massive 3 points here against Swope Park, and the foul is called along the touchline against Kuzan.
It's a good foul by Kuzan right there. Slows things down. Doesn't pick up a caution. Allows your guys to kind of get back, get your shoulders right, get your shape.
Partain, quick touch, finding Horde. Beauty here. Caesar's up top. To his left is McGlynn. Giving a look as Horde will send the cross in. It'll be off the arm of Pasher near his body. They won't call the handball, and Peter McGlynn calling for it, and Caesar having a word with the side official, Eric Earhart. I don't think that was away from his body. I think it was a good no call there. Caesar goes down. Defended well by Duke. Now it's at the feet of Caceres. Caceres has got a little room in the middle of the park.
Good patience. Good patience. We need to force it.
Flag goes up. Throw for Sacramento. Sacramento break this. When Swope Park scores first, they are 10-0-2 on the year. Caesar in the middle of the park, quick touch, Clemente with a run, a chance for Sacramento. Out comes Zendejas, and just a tad too slow, but a good combination for Sacramento.
Good run there, Emer Clemente. We see him do that every once in a while. Typically leads to good things, actually. Typically, you don't like your center back charging up the field. Just a little heavy touch there by Wilson Nisha, but good combination play by Sacramento.
Boys in Old Glory Red back on the CW31 as the flag goes up. Foul is called on Nisha as Duke will get up. But back to that CW31 Saturday. That is this Saturday against Phoenix Rising. Kickoff 7:30. SacRepublicFC.com. Brandon Wright Phillips, Didier Drogba. Should be a great one. Star power in that match, no doubt about it. Verdink over the top to Belmar. Carlos Gonzalez the mark. Rodriguez, excuse me. Belmar fighting with Rodriguez. Clemente's going to have to come over, and with a quick soft tap to Rodriguez, now Sacramento will control. That high pressure from Swope Park has been played well from Sacramento so far tonight, as Peter McGlynn looking to move up. Caesar now in the channel. Broken up by Ballo.
Ballo's pace, man, just mitigates the pace of Trevin Caesar. Has done a really good job, Ballo, tonight of handling Sacramento's pacey striker.
Pasher doing a nice job. Great at the feet of the ball, fighting Sabal. Sabal couldn't get to it. It turned away. Been very impressed by number 77, the 22-year-old from Canada. He's been solid all night in that left back position.
Yeah, I mean, like we mentioned earlier, I like him as a left back. I think Sporting some nice coverage at left back for the future.
USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts Monday, 4 o'clock Pacific, Channel 85, Sirius XMFC. Don't forget, we'll also air the USL Match of the Week. So Evan Newton allowing a goal a game, 17 appearances, 17 goals. 6 clean sheets on the year, and Zendejas, 2 pretty good goalkeepers here tonight. Evan, goalkeeper of the year in the USL a couple of seasons ago, and since coming over to Sacramento, Newton has 14 clean sheets.
Yeah, he's had a really good back 4, back 5 in front of him too. Always helps out. So Evan's made some really wonderful saves this year too to keep his team, keep Sacramento involved in games. And sometimes they might not have really been, should have been in those games. And that's what you need from your goalkeeper. Come up with a save or 2 every game.
We saw from Spencer Ritchie a couple of weeks ago, Vancouver here, nearly keeping Republic from the 3 points there. Just a beautiful display in the box. It'd be a penalty kick that would ruin the party, and a foul called along the touchline. Easy one against the ball as Peter McGlynn goes down, and now Peter McGlynn getting a little stretch in. And that's going to be, now we're at that hour mark where we're starting to be a little concerned, Kevin, about how are we looking in terms of fitness for those new guys, and Peter McGlynn motioning over to Adam Smith along the sideline. I don't know how much longer we may see Peter McGlynn, but he's put in a good 60 minutes so far.
No real unusual. Well, now we got some motion and some unusual motions happening on Sacramento's bench. So might see someone coming in soon.
Caesar, a little bit heavy of touch. Rodriguez able to get to it in front of Saad. Here's Kiffy. Kiffy cutting it in. So good off the dribble. Clementa now played well against the Reno 1868 in the loss on Saturday. Moving forward is Saad onside. They'll keep the flag down. Rodriguez is going to get back. Cross over the middle, plays it through. Moloto can't get to it. Kiffy's just going to send it and hit the ad board.
Still need a good job by Kiffy, but still the danger's not done here. Everyone, Sacramento, get back, get your shoulders, get your shape. It's a great little run by Suni Saad right there, staying onside. A curled little run, if you will. Unable to connect and link up with his fellow striker up top.
Well, it goes to show you the veteran play of Suni Saad and the experience, even though he's just 24, able to stay on side on that play. Chance for Swope Park here, still in the mix. Going to send a deep cross in, trouble.
It's a great little touch by Emre, I think, on the hip of Christian Duke, I believe. A good little touch, just throws his balance off a little bit, unable to kind of prevents Christian Duke from getting his body over the ball to head it down towards target. Yeah, you see McGlynn. McGlynn's done. That needs to be a run. It's a good run, or a good ball, a good effort by Trevin Caesar right there.
It remains 1-1. Suni Saad with a goal in the 4th minute. Wilson Nisha on the 36th. Gabe Gissy will come in on your Jiffy Lube substitution here at the next opportunity, and it appears to be for Peter McGlynn. Peter McGlynn, a great debut for Sacramento. Pasher cutting it back in. Now he's going to cut it back out to the outside, at least think about it, to Sabal now. Sabal looking heavy for that right foot. Give Sacramento credit. They've done a nice job on Belmar and Sabal tonight. Now Sabal deep into the box, crossing in a diving tackle, and it saved what could have been a good shot on goal for the Swope Park Rangers. And Emre Clementa comes up big again.
Yeah, good ball in to Sabal. Emre Clementa just tracks it nicely and covers it really well and gets down, puts his body on the line.
Suni Saad will take this Chick-fil-A corner kick here in the 66th minute, tied at 1.
Look at all the bodies in the box. We got some action going on in there.
And Rodriguez is pushed down, and Michael Zapata, the referee, will come over and try to calm things down a bit. I think he's going to pull Sabal out of the box here.
Interesting technique. Interesting technique by Popovich on this set piece. He's literally just loading the 6-yard box, loading the goal mouth with bodies. And maybe with 1 or 2 runners up top around 18, on top of the 18-yard box. But you don't really see this.
Yeah, it's Maluto.
I mean, look at the bodies
Sabal,
in the box.
Gidich, they're all in there. Ball sent in, high, goes up top, trouble. And it's cleared away from Sacramento's 6. Ball right back in it. Suni Saad working, fighting against Tyler Blackwood. Saad goes down to the turf, and Saad gets right back up. Showing the skill level there. He just doesn't quit.
Yeah, that's poor play by Blackwood.
And here we're going to have our first substitution of the match. And so there it is. Good night overall from Peter McGlynn. The Irishman who went to attend to Santa Barbara is out. Will give way to the Liberian national, Gabe Gissy. Gabe Gissy, one of the youngest players on this Sacramento team. Gabe Gissy making his 8th appearance for Sacramento on the season in USL play. Ball set in with a chance in the Republic. Give up another goal. It's Carlton Belmar on the low cross sent in and just sneaks it past Evan Newton. It's 2-1 in the 68th minute.
Yeah, I'm going to be a bit critical here. I think this all starts from Tyler Blackwood being silly with the ball down in the corner, not clearing the ball when he should have. Probably should have been called for a foul as well, but it's also kudos here to Swope Park with Christian Duke getting the ball in a quick service across the box. And Carlton Belmar, the quickest thinking player in the box, able to get the bottom of the boot, it looks like, onto it and redirects it past Evan Newton. And just simply able to beat James Kiffey on that back post, it looks like. But really, in my opinion, no reason for that ball to be down in the corner in the first place to allow Swope Park to get that service in the box. That ball needs to be cleared out by Tyler Blackwood. And even then, quicker thinking Swope Park on that throw-in.
So it's 2-1 now. Swope Park struck first in the 4th minute. Republic responding late in the first from Wilson Nisha. And now the Republic find themselves down again as Carlton Belmar picks up his club-leading 9th goal on the season.
That's just a good striker's goal, too. Like I said, he's just quick, thinking a little bit quicker. I think it's James Kiffey on that back post he's going up against.
Swope Park taking some water breaks here, and Christian Duke is getting talking to, and Popovich from Michael Zapata saying there's time going to be added for these.
He's easy marketed. No need to get up in a huff about it.
Well, if you're a season ticket holder, a reminder, renew your seats for the 2018 season by October 10th. It's 10/10 to renew your seats. You also have Tier 1 priority for the MLS Stadium. You can also opt in for this season's playoff tickets. Learn more at sacrepublicfc.com, or you can call 307-6100. Kuzan and Nisha fighting it out along the touchline. Throw for Sacramento.
Good battle there by the 18-year-old Kuzan.
Kuzan going heavy in his head there, but he's gotten some run as of late, and originally from Missouri, but signing that USL contract. And they feel like he's been one of the best performers in the academy. And
I'll tell you what, Missouri is a real hotbed for talent.
Which is why there was a huge push to add an MLS franchise potentially to St. Louis, as Trevin Caesar's rolling on the ground here, and Michael Zapata is going to come check him out.
Twelman, St. Louis native. Brad Davis, St. Louis guy. Just a few. But a real hotbed, all of Missouri.
And St. Louis University, been a great school as well. For
fantastic soccer school. The Billikens, I think.
Actually, I don't know.
It's pretty good.
That'd be really good
dropping
knowledge.
Some knowledge right here.
I like that.
Scott Gallagher's the club out there. Really good club.
Precky's still the coach over there, St. Louis, for the USL side, but I know that their push for MLS has taken a huge hit for their lack of stadium plan.
And even good talent from Kansas City. The Beasler brothers. Notre Dame guys, got to give them a shout out.
Nick and Matt Beasler, the younger Beasler, playing with Real Monarchs this season. Here's Kiffey with the left foot. Good chance for Sacramento. Can they tie this thing up? A little flick on. Popped up, still in play for Sacramento. Tyler Blackwood looking to get to it as Belmar pressuring, cutting it back in. Caceres, this is where he's deadly. Looking up over the top. He's trying to find Clementa. And it's now Gabe Gissy who will be pushed off midair. Onside, Caesar looks for it, dribbles it down, sends a cross in. Too hard and high, nobody there.
Keep the foot on the gas if you're Sacramento.
Ian Russell telling Paul Buckle after the match, Reno just holding on for dear life. They ended up winning that game 2-1 as Kiffy tries to stay on his feet. Could Sacramento have a similar impact in this second half? They trailed 2-1 after that goal allowed just a few moments ago. Carlton Belmar scoring his 9th on the year. And you got to think about Swope Park, how good they've been. They have been out with their star midfielder, Kevin Olivier, who leads the team in assists. He was hurt against the Sounders too, and still recovering from what they believe is a deep bruise. I guess that game was against Portland, excuse me. He did miss the Sounders the next week, and he's been out since. And there's Kuzan again, Kiffy drawing the foul. So we talked about that great run of form Swope was on, winning 7 matches, the 3rd best in USL all time. And now we've got players laying down on the turf. And the Republic will slow it up and figure out things wide. I think they're going to continue to play on here. And Christian Duke with a hard foul against Hayden Partain.
I tell you what, I think Sacramento's been bit enough by this over the years. There's a bit of frustration. Some more jabbing John between Suni Saad.
It's Sabal who's down on the turf, and Wilson Nisha and Suni Saad having an intense conversation, to say the least, as Michael Zapata's right in the neighborhood. And so Sabal remains on the turf.
Yeah, not sure if he's going down with a cramp. We didn't see anything off the ball, really.
So we talked about the performance of Swope Park. They 7th in games, they unbeaten in 9 of those. And then you go ahead and currently they fought back against Real Monarchs, but they've drawn the last 3 matches. They have been 1-5. So this is an opportunity for Sacramento to grab some points, but now they're down by a goal. How do you get back in here and tie this things up and potentially even take the lead in the last 15 minutes?
You got 15 minutes to go. I mean, there's probably going to be some changes on the Sacramento side of things. And really, I think you got to up the momentum, up the tempo, up the pace of play, and kind of go for broke at this point. Take some chances.
So Nanzo Sabol is out, Felipe Hernandez is in, and Mark Anthony Gonzalez will come in as well. And so it appears Sabol did something to his knee, and I'm not sure, we didn't see it when it happened, but he went down to the turf on it when Public were coming back down this way.
He's not putting any weight on that right now. Not a good sign. At least Sabol will be okay.
So Moloto is out, Mark Anthony Gonzalez is in, Felipe Hernandez in as well. So it's Belmar, Saad, Gonzalez up top, Hernandez, Kuzan, Duke in the middle, then Storm, Gidic, Balo, and Pasher along that back line. Sacramento, only substitution so far has been Gabe Gissy, so it's Nisha Caceres, Caesar, Blackwood, Gissy, and Partain.
We'll see where Suni Saad puts his ball. If he puts it back to the goalkeeper or not. Okay. Sometimes you see in those situations where it gets a bit petty, if you will, yeah. And you see Suni Saad put it in deep in the corner out of bounds and pinch Sacramento in. Would lead to a chippy last 15 minutes, Rob.
Well, Sacramento questioned whether or not Nenzo Sabal was going down for a reason. There is a controversial throw. Swope Park will earn it.
Sometimes how could everyone in the stands see it except the 2 guys that need to see it?
Stay up to date all season long. USL Coast to Coast with Mike Watts. That's Mondays at 4 o'clock Pacific. Channel 85 on your Sirius XM radio. USL Game of the Week, USLsoccer.com for dates and times. So it's Harry Williams and Wiesenfart to come in. And it will be Trevin Caesar and Wilson Nisha who will come out of this one.
Yeah, it looks like Gissy's going to go up top with Wiesenfart.
Harry and Wally become
and more
right behind the midfield there.
Yeah, and probably the diamond as well with Augie in the middle, Harry underneath. the front two, and then hopefully Partain out on the right, or I think Partain's out on the right potentially.
Tyler out on the left. Wiesenfarth and Williams have been used as substitutions last couple of games. Wiesenfarth starting against T2 in Portland and had a good first match. Paul Buckle liking Wiesenfarth is able to play on turf. Felt he was comfortable there and thought he performed really well in training sessions. Swope Park making a run. Rodriguez, can he get there? Colton Storm again. Has been steady along that right side here in this rookie year for Swope Park. Follow. Over the top, good chance for Mark Anthony Gonzalez, who had the game-winning goal against the Republic in April when these two sides met in Kansas City.
I don't like that ball into Gissy's feet there from Evan Newton.
Wiesenfarth able to come up with it. The Sacramento kid looking for Gissy on the right side. Perfectly weighted ball. He's got Harry running with him. Tries to send a cross in too late, and Gissy will have to come back down with it and gets another chance at it. Pressure coming from behind. It'll be a throw in for Sacramento.
I hope Sacramento get a little better chance right there with 4-on-3.
And that'll be Parker Marr to check in now, and he will replace Carlton Belmar. So it looks like the substitution for Swope Park getting a little bit more defensive minded here for Nikola Popovic. Is slow to come off is Carlton Belmar. That is the third and final substitution for both sides now in the 78th minute. Each team's
subs are done. Subs are done for both sides right now.
Yeah, can't go to the bench any longer. USL, second division, prominent leagues in the world. You know that. They're one of the best. Stay up to date. USLsoccer.com, at Twitter, at USL. Parker Marr from Joplin, Missouri, 23 years of age. Played with St. Louis last year as Elliot Horde takes a shot to the shoulder. You're going to see Swope Park looking, they're going to sit back a little bit, try to eat away some of this clock here.
Park the bus, if you will, Rob. Park the bus.
How does Sacramento counter that?
Sacramento's got to figure out a way to be patient, find the seams, move the ball side to side, front to back, bounce it in, bounce it out. Seams, or excuse me, gaps will eventually open up. Just a matter of being patient, not forcing things.
Quick touch here. Letting it go. Good ball from Gissy. Trying to tackle was Marr. Sending in is Elliot Horner. Here's a chance for Blackwood, and it's blocked by Gedic. A beautiful play on the defensive end there.
I don't think Gedic knew much about that, but still wonderful play, putting yourself in a good position. Gedic does right there, and good job by Blackwood, snapping that ball towards that near post.
Can't teach height, right?
Can't teach height. But still, like I said, I don't think Gedic knows much about it. We get another look. Blackwood getting up, snapping it across the face, and Gedic just finds himself the right place at the right time.
You felt like that was it there for Sacramento to tie it up. Was not meant to be. It remains 2-1. Carlton Belmar right now with the advantage on that goal here in the second half as Tyler Blackwood is drugged down, somehow able to poke it away while on the ground, and Partain comes up with it. Bodies everywhere in the midfield here, and Caceres has it poked away by Hernandez as Mark Anthony Gonzalez will slow it up for Swope Park.
Another thing, you got to be careful with the ball. I mean, I think there's probably a couple fouls there Zapata could have called.
Good run here. Rodriguez trying to get back, sliding and sending it out of play, and it will be a goal kick for the Republic.
So a good tackle there by Carlos. Going back, you know, how are you going to be successful here in the final 10 minutes? You got to be patient. You got to work the ball, move it side to side. You got to keep the ball. You got to really value the possession and be smart with it.
Nike, the official sponsor of the USL, NikeSoccer.com. This is the last 8 p.m. game of the season. We'll go back to 7:30 when Republic return home here on September 2nd. It should be a great night. Fireworks after the match as well. Swope Park just swarming to the ball right now, trying to retain possession as Felipe Hernandez can't go to it. Kiffey poking it away. Colton Storm stumbling, but somehow Swope Park now the other way. Hernandez again from Nashville, Tennessee, just 18 years of age. Signed with Swope Park last August, but did not make an appearance. Spent most of his 2016 season on the academy side. Here he is, making his 15th appearance in 2017 for the USL club.
Start to see the natural evolution of these games, Rob, where you're chasing a goal a little bit. If you're Sacramento, things are going to open up naturally. You're going to be okay with that. But I expect a really end-to-end, opened up final 8 to 10 minutes in this match tonight.
Rodriguez the mark here. Ball's crossed in, and it's deflected out of play. Sooney Saad, he has been fantastic tonight for Swope Park, scoring the game's first match. He's put a lot of pressure on. I think the Republic did a pretty good job of silencing Belmar and Sinal on that on the left and right side. Here's Sooney Saad from Sporting KC down here at the USL Tide. Lofted in. Here's a good chance, and it's headed down, but a chance for Amir Gedic to get on the board. Looking for his first goal of the season. Easy play for Evan Newton. It'll throw it out here quickly.
Once again, I thought throw out to Gissy.
Sliding, going down to the turf, a tackle by Clementa.
It goes back to, you got to know people's strengths, and even if you're Gissy, you got to know your strength. Your strength isn't back to goal in your own defensive half. I think it really comes from Evan. Evan's got to realize that. Now, what do you want? If you want to get the ball to Gissy, put it in the corner and let Gissy run onto it. Let him just load the box here. Kind of like the technique.
They go down low this time. Easily be able to play for Partain, fighting Wiesenfart. Quick give and go, looking for Anthony Gonzalez. Broken up. Rodriguez again. He's had a couple of good tackles tonight.
And he thinks that's a goal kick. Looks like it might have come off of Gonzalez. Still, I think Carlos has done a really good job on those 50-50 challenges throughout the course of this night.
Time winding down for Sacramento. 6+ minutes, probably a couple of minutes of extra time as well. They've got to retain some possession here, get something going. Ball lofted in again for another Chick-fil-A corner kick. Republic will watch it go out of play, and waiting for the call. It will be a goal kick for Sacramento.
Start picking up the pace here if you're Sacramento. Don't want to see anyone walking around here, especially when we have the ball. Almost playing 3 high, Sacramento is right now.
Caceres. Blackwood, quick touch. Wiesenfart now. UC Davis kid. Sends it on. Here's Blackwood. Low cross, a chance for Sacramento. Harry Williams! Popped up, but it's sent away, and that was it. That was the chance Sacramento had to convert on, and they just couldn't find net.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. There's your chance. You're on the 6-yard box. You got 6-yard box. You got the ball pulled back to your striker. Harry's got to hit that thing first time. Just a simple inside of the foot pass to the far post. The ball's zipped in quickly, to be fair, but still, that thing's got to be put on target.
Should be 2-2. Kippy will try to make up for it here. Gissy can't get to it.
Will there be another opportunity for Sacramento? There may be, but that's the golden chance right there. So it goes begging.
And you know what? There's only so much a coach can do at times when we've seen the Republic several times this year not able to convert what should be high probability chances.
I agree. I mean, you can do everything you can, but all you stick to is if you're creating chances, I guess that's, at least you're 2/3 of the way there. But still, you think if you're a guy like Harry Williams who's knocking on the door trying to get minutes.
Chance for Sacramento again. Here's Wiesenfart, back post. Sailed it too far. Good chance. Horde now. Horde will send it right back into the area. Crashing. Republic not able to get ahead on it.
I tell you what, Gedic is just a beast in there on those services from wide.
Can Kiffey send this cross in? Back post, here's a chance for Gissy. Played away, Gissy at his feet. Kiffey will go down in the box. It'll be a hard cross in from Horde, and it's popped up, back blocked again. Horde retaining possession. Quick touch from Partain. UC Davis here, chance to connection, it's in! Finding Tyler Blackwood, the UC Davis kid, Elliott Horde, and Blackwood has goal number 5, and the Republic have even this thing in the 88th minute.
Blackwood made up for his mistake, Rob. What a finish. Let's start this off with Elliott Horde on this right side. In the 88th minute, he's been running up and down that right flank all game, still has enough gas left in the tank to take on a defender 1v1 and serve a good ball in the box. And a wonderful piece of technique there by Tyler Blackwood. Ball out of the air, a full volley, side volley almost, and slots it just to the left of Zendejas into the back of the net to equalize things 2-2. And he's yelling at his teammates, go get the ball, let's go, let's keep going. We got momentum, we got energy right now. Let's see if we can get another one here and try to get and snag 3 points.
Back-to-back games, Swope Park has given up 2 goals in a match here, reigniting this crowd at Papa Murphy's Park, but the job is not quite done yet. Swope Park just went from 3 points, now just down to 1. Can Sacramento ruin this road trip to California? As Blackwood goes into it, a big swipe from Omar Ballo, high boot, and the crowd was hoping for something there, and I think it even caught Blackwood, caught me off guard.
I caught Blackwood by surprise too. He thinks that ball's just gonna sail out for a throw in. What a special piece of soccer right there.
And look at the physical strength of James Kiffey here.
I feel like Sacramento, sometimes we just make it hard on ourselves, you know? You miss the easy chances, and what you can do? Well, we'll make up with a side volley from the penalty spot, out of the air.
And the third cross on that possession,
right.
Mind you. Here's Partain, tried to force it in. Christian Duke goes down. Duke's able to keep away and not able to keep it much longer. Shard hunt from Ballo. Ballo stays up on his feet. Williams early goes down. Wiesenfarth with a nice soft ball back to Harry. Harry, down he goes, and the foul will be called. A great foul drawn by number 9, Harry Williams. Quick start here. Crossover. Wiesenfarth. Gissy can't get to it. Quick start nearly paid off, and now on the run, here comes Suni Saad, and going 1v2 now.
Heavy legs right there, Carlos Rodriguez. Can he get over?
To the right side, 1v1. Carlos Rodriguez breaks it up. A great save, and it picked up by Evan Newton.
You see the heavy legs by Carlos Rodriguez right there. Does just enough, though. Is able to slow down Suni Saad. Suni tries to go for a ball across the face.
Now across, Sacramento fans up and cheering. The Republic have opened this game up.
And you see right now, Carlos Rodriguez is absolutely gassed. Nowhere to go, buddy. No more substitution.
Great tackle. He's made 4 big tackles tonight. Emra Clemente at his feet now. He's going to move forward. Tripped up and now holding his knee along the sideline. Could be trouble for Swope Park. As Suni Saad, they're out of substitutes. Pasher keeping it alive. Showing his footwork, and Gissy sends it up. 4 minutes of Gilmore services, stoppage time added. Blackwood, here's what we're talking about, showing his pace, showing a wide open play, and he tried to cut it in. Decent defending here, but it's going to be trouble for Swope Park. They're going to be down to 10. Suni Saad can't continue. Mark Anthony Gonzalez dancing around the Republic to the left side to Pasher. Pasher sends a cross in, headed away, and Rodriguez at his feet. Partain needs to get it out of the area. And Partain is tripped up. And finally the whistle is called, no whistle called. He blew his whistle, but telling to continue on. Meanwhile, Suni Saad is still out on the turf. But again, there's no substitutions left for Swope Park.
Yeah, it looks like a cramp. Look, you can see Paul shouting to his guys, you got to be solid in the back. It's Emra and Carlos. Carlos is gassed right now.
But when you need a dependable Sacramento HVAC company, trust Gilmore Heating and Air. So 4 minutes of stoppage time, and down goes Kiffey. Looks like Kiffey, or is that Partain? Partain cutting back over. And Zapata showing the crowd his watch, saying he's keeping track.
Tough thing about this is it just kills the momentum. Sacramento's just been riding on a wave right now for the last 10 minutes or so, 5 minutes or so.
See if SUNY Sada will continue or not.
SUNY's going to have to come off.
So a quick break for Sacramento. Likely see Gonzalez stay up top.
You know, here's something to think about. He's going to go back on, and he's going to cramp up again. So it's just, you know, Zapata's got his hands full with his decision. You see the fourth official talking to him as well. But a good chance this happens again. If you're Sacramento, you should start thinking about this a little bit. Know that if SUNY Sada goes down, you keep playing.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're not here to make friends, right?
No, I mean, and if you got a cramp, I understand if you got a head injury or whatever it is. This is different, and we're in the throes of the game, if you will. Zapata doesn't even know what's going on right now.
Paul Buckles arguing that it's the Republic ball here, and it should be a throw in.
There you go, Gissy. Just grab the ball, throw it in.
And Christian Duke
decision made.
Christian Duke trying to plead his case. Looking for Wiesenfart. Diedic comes in strong. Harry Williams, nice shield here. Wiesenfart got Blackwood to his left side. Blackwood to his left, Harry to his right. He's going to go for goal and sends it over the bar. And now both sides are yelling at each other. Paul Buckle and Nikola Popovic are screaming at each other for that throw-in along the sideline.
I don't know what they're yelling at Sacramento for. I mean, they would have done the same thing.
It's not Buckle's fault that you've used all 3 substitutions.
Tell you what, bit ambitious by Wiesenfart there. But still, all things considered, I like to see the gumption on the young guy, the new guy coming in and taking a crack from 35 yards in the 94th minute.
Swope Park, Sacramento tied at 2. Elliott Horde will head it out of play. Republic score a big one. A Horde cross sent in to Tyler Blackwood, Horde's first USL assist on the season. It's 5th goal for Tyler Blackwood. Not done yet, Swope Park, still a couple of minutes to play here. Pasher along that left side, being defended by Horde. Horde pokes it away. Horde will earn the throw. Those are some of the intangibles that Elliott Horde brings you.
I love it from him.
Sacramento trying to push it forward. Kuzan misplayed it. Swope Park able to come with it. Here's Pasher being marked by Gissy. Gissy able to poke it away.
Find someone, Gissy.
They found a weak spot in Pasher's game here. Zendejas to the left side. Parker Marr, he's been quiet since coming in. This one sent over the top, tracking is Christian Duke near the byline. Cross sent in, Emmer Clementa not able to get to the first touch, second touch, able to clear it away. Sacramento going for the win here. Looks like Swope Park is trying to hold on here. Elliott Horde trying to spring that left side forward. They've found a gap. Trying to get Tyler Blackwood another good look at it. Elliott Horde. Parker Marr. Pasher. Back to Marr. Marr came on as a substitute.
Careful here.
Things are getting a little sloppy here for Sacramento. Pasher going to send a cross in. Rodriguez comes up with it, pops it high. Marr and Partain out with the elbow, not going to be called. And the ball is sent up high again, is now a Sacramento holding on for dear life, it seems. And that will do it. So each side will earn a point tonight. A hard-fought draw for the Sacramento Republic. Good solid game called by Michael Zapata tonight. Both sides very aggressive, coming out wide open play. And the Republic will earn the point. And what looked to be none just a few minutes ago, Tyler Blackwood and company save it. We'll have your full-time highlights coming up after this. Don't go away.
Summer's almost over. Let the celebration begin. It's your NorCal Honda dealer's end of summer celebration with incredible offers on the dynamic new Civic, Kelley Blue Book's 2017 overall best buy. Yeah, on the sporty CRV, US News best compact SUV for the money. And on the all-new 2018 Odyssey, fully redesigned and better than ever. Hurry, our celebration ends September 5th. See your NorCal Honda dealer now.
Papa Murphy's Law of the F word. No, this F word. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means vegetables that start the day as whole vegetables. Cheese that's grated from a block, not poured from a bag. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, 'cause you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your bingo. Home bake a large barbecue chicken pizza featuring KC Masterpiece barbecue sauce, just $11. Papa Murphy's.
Come on. Come on, Squirt.
Whatever your financial goals are, a U.S. Bank Wealth Management Advisor can help make them a reality. Talk to one today. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Welcome back to Papa Murphy's Park. A fun night of soccer on this Wednesday evening here in Sacramento. Let's take a look at your NorCal Honda full-time highlights here, and we begin with an open game early on. Aggressive. Swope Park came out, and it was the man on loan from Sporting, and it was Suni Saad.
Suni Saad with a thunderbolt strike from deep, 35, 40 yards out, catches Evan Newton by surprise. Maybe he's screened, maybe he's not. Still, good things happen when you hit the ball hard on target.
And then Evan Newton would come up big again a few minutes later, come out and make a big save. Easily could have been 2-0, Swope Park.
Does a really good job timing that challenge, coming out and just scooping the ball up.
And then we move on about 20 minutes later in the 35th minute. Caesar was able to get past the back four a few times tonight, kept it at his feet, drawing the foul just outside the area.
Yeah, does a good job. We mentioned something out of nothing here. I don't think Sacramento really had any chances and didn't test the goalkeeper at all in that first half, and just a great look here by Emra Clementa. Gets it on that right foot, and like we talked about, just like an artist with that right foot, a paintbrush just strokes it over that wall underneath the crossbar, and then the easy finish by Wilson Nisha.
Wilson Nisha, his 5th goal on the season, and then Sacramento would have one more good look at it just before the end of the halftime, and it would not be. So Sacramento and Swope Park go to the break tied at 1, and then we fast forward into the 68th minute. Swope Park, a mistake earlier by Tyler Blackwood, allowed for a throw-in, able to find Carlton Belmar.
Yeah, Carlton Belmar, just a wonderful piece of striker play right there. Just first to think about it, first to act on it, and is able to sneak in there and just poke the ball in the back of the net.
And then Sacramento, how about this? The 3rd cross on the possession. Elliott Hort finds it at his feet, sends a great cross in, enough space, enough gap. Tyler Blackwood, his 5th goal of the year.
It's a tough ball to hit. Coming across your body like that, there's so many things that can go wrong. Does just enough, strikes it just cleanly enough, slots it in that side netting, equalizing things at 2 apiece, and really kind of turning this night into a celebration of a night rather than a letdown.
And then Swope Park would try to get back on it, get one more time, and it would be Evan Newton just swallowed up. And overall, a pretty good fun game. Each side will have a point. So Sacramento will move to 35 points on the year. It will be Swope Park with 42. Your overall thoughts?
Yeah, I think Sacramento right now tonight should feel pretty good about themselves for coming out and getting the point out of this game. I don't think it was their best match they played in a while. Good things to come from it, considering that they had some substitutes coming in, some reserves coming in. I think there's some work to be done and some thoughts to be had. But still, overall, good night. Sacramento should be happy with the result.
Let's take a look at our full-time stats now, and both sides battling each and every night. We had this game not be no different for each of these sides, and it was a 2-2 draw, each scoring here in the first half and each in the second half of play. Slight possession owned by Swope Park tonight, but overall looked pretty good. Sacramento had much better looks, I felt, all night against Swope Park than rather the other way around.
Yeah, you know, I think more shots, but really more shots on target by Swope Park, which is what the stat I really like to look at really in those situations. Like I said, I think Sacramento should be really happy for this, and really man of the match, Blackwood.
Tyler Blackwood.
Blackwood made up for his mistake. I was real critical of him, but still made up for it with a fantastic, wonderful strike with his right foot, equalizing things 2-2.
And I think when we talk about being critical of some of these players, you see the talent. We've seen the brilliance of Tyler Blackwood. You want to see more of it. And
absolutely.
I think it's hard when you get a taste and then you don't get to see it.
I want to see him running at defenders all night long.
It's a sight to see, no doubt.
And it's funny too, you see how excited he got after he scored that goal. He was up and down that left flank way more.
Well, let's take a look at tonight's Zoom image of the match, and it's a good one. Just a couple of players of battling it out again. Once this time it is Trevin Caesar, who is fighting all night with Colton Storm, and Caesar always trying to have an impact on the game. He's had a little bit of a scoring drought as of late, but again, trying to stretch the field each and every night. Well, it's coming up quickly, just a few nights away. Republic going to head down to Arizona, taking on the Phoenix Rising. Didier Drogba, Brandon Wright Phillips. Should be a fun Saturday night. Join us on the CW31 at 8 o'clock. Should be a great one. Kevin Goldthwait and I will be right back on the scene. I want to thank our entire crew behind the scenes for all of you tuning in tonight. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this Wednesday evening, this USL matchup between two of the best in the West. They'll end with a draw. It's 2-2 here at Papa Murphy's Park. For Kevin Goldthwait, I'm Rob McAllister. We'll talk to you and see you on Saturday night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.